We shall chant from verse number 42. Shamo damastapashaucham kshantirarjavamevacha jnanam vijnanamastikhyam brahma karma svabhavajam shauryam tejo dhritir युद्धे चाप्यपलायनम दानमीश्वर भावश्च क्षत्र कर्म स्वभावजम कृषि गौरक्ष वाणिज्यम वैश्य कर्म स्वभावजम परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु. So Bhagavan says that there are these four classes of people: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, based on the three gunas. So they are just scientific classification of human based on the gunas. And the gunas express in a particular mode or particular way in each, in the mind, in the intellect, in the senses, in the body, it expresses. So each person is just expressing the gunas which are there, and they behave in the same way. We can modify a little bit, and that itself is our sadhana to understand what gunas we have and then utilize it intelligently to attain the supreme goal. So Bhagavan says that those who are more sattvic, they are brahmanas, and their karma is shama, dama, tapa, shaucham, jnana, vijnana and all. That is the karma. These are all subtle actions. They are at the level of the mind and intellect itself. Nothing to do with the outer action. But outer action is also expression of their inner personality and inner being. So this is Brahmana karma, then Shaurya, Teja, Dhriti, Daksha, Yuddhe cha api, apalayanam, danam, ishvara bhav. These are all the karmas of a Kshatriya, which is because of the presence of Rajogun also. So Sattvagun is there, and the presence of Rajogun makes that Sattvagun more expressive. Otherwise Sattvagun expresses in a silent way, but because of the Rajogun, it expresses in a different way altogether. And but when there is Rajogun in large number or proportion, and Sattvagun is little less, then the person expresses as a Vaishya, and it comes up as a creativity, productivity, and also protecting the wealth and vyavahar. And Shudra, when the tamogun is more, then it expresses as a desire for seva. So paricharyatmakam karma shudrasyapi svabhavajam. So as I said, all these four varnas are there in each one of us. We may not have a pure one varna. Therefore, all these four types of karma has to be performed in proper proportion by all. So we should proactively cultivate qualities of a Brahmana, Kshama, Dama, also have this nature of a Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra and in a positive way, so that one becomes a positive contributor of the society also. Bhagavan says, Sve sve karmani abhirataha samsiddhim lavate naraha. By being totally devoted and dedicated to one's own swabhavik karma, one can gain that ultimate state of enlightenment by first becoming free, by first making the mind completely pure and still. So, swakarma nirata siddhim yatha vindati tachrunu. Bhagavan says, I will tell you how one can gain this siddhi of purification of mind and then ultimately that state of enlightenment through our action. So, the first step is that we should understand what is our swabhav, and that swabhav should be expressed through yajna, dana, tapa, karma, and this karma also how one should perform, what else is required, which makes this karma into karma yoga. Otherwise, it is just a karma getting expressed, but how it becomes a sadhana, how it becomes karma yoga, that Bhagavan says, I will tell you. He says in the next verse. Yata pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmanattam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha yata pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam. Bhagavan says, Swakarmana tam abhyarcha. One has to dedicate one's actions to him. Who him? To that Ishvara. Who is Ishvara? To that supreme reality, which is indicated here, yataha pravrittir bhutanam, from whom is the origin of all the beings and the activities of all beings. Yataha, from whom, pravrittihi, utpatti, or the activities of all beings, right from animal, bird, plant, small insect to the devatas, all beings, entire creation has come from one point, one that supreme reality, and all the ability to act also has come from there, and that supreme reality pervades everything. Yena sarvamidam tatam, that which pervades everything. Here Bhagavan doesn't mention the term Ishvara or anything, but he gives the indicator of that Ishvara or that supreme reality. That supreme reality is one from where everything has come into being. It is the origin of all creation, of the entire creation. It is the source of all creation. In the Brahma Sutra or even in Bhagavad, it is mentioned that Janmadhyasya yataha, that supreme reality is that from where the Janma, the creation happens, the sustenance happens, and again everything dissolves into it. That is called a reality. We are aware of this creation, we are aware of our own body, mind, intellect. That supreme is indicated as the source of the entire creation. It is an indicator that it is the source. The source itself cannot be comprehended, but through through the effect that cause or that source is indicated. It's like we can see the snake on the rope. When we are aware of the snake, we are not aware of the rope. So we are seeing the snake on the rope and we are getting scared, and another wise person comes and tells us that you should look at that rope. I ask, what is that rope? He says that from where the snake has come, that in which the snake appears to be there, and finally in which the snake will merge, that is the rope. When we see the rope, then the snake merges into the rope as though. Similarly, the Supreme is indicated as the source of the entire creation, of every being, and from whom one gets the ability to act, pravrittihi. So this is very interesting thing, more fine tuning into the attitude of karma yoga. That when we perform this action, it should be as though dedicated, it should be dedicated to that source. And that source is not only outside everywhere pervading, but also within our own heart. Constantly being tuned to that source, when we perform our action, dedicating to that source, then that action becomes a karma yoga. So my body acts because of the pranas. If the prana is not there, the body will not act. The pranas function because of the mind. If no thoughts are there, then the pranas will also not function. Mind functions because of the intellect which decides. Intellect functions because of the impressions which are there, on the basis of which the intellect decides. Impression exists on that pure consciousness only. Without that consciousness, the impressions will also not exist. So that consciousness within, which is the witness of all my activities, which is the witness of my waking, dream and a deep sleep state, that consciousness is indicated here as the source. So that source can be experienced in our own heart, and the source has to be experienced in the whole world as the substratum of the world. So this is the indicator of that supreme reality. It is the origin of everything and it pervades everything. For example, if you see a variety of gold ornaments, and if our attention is only on the ornaments, then we will not be aware of the gold. But when we focus our attention, or somebody tells us that all this, whatever various things which have come, all this variety of ornaments are there, the source of that ornament is this gold. And that gold alone pervades all the ornaments. Or in the ocean also, the source of all the waves and that which pervades the entire ocean is the reality of the ocean, and that is water. Similarly, the source of all creation, the source of all beings, and that which pervades the entire being is that supreme reality, whom we call Ishvara, whom we call Brahma, whom we call Paramatma, whom we call Satya, Atma, variety of Bhagavan, variety of names may be there, but here Bhagavan doesn't give any name, he just gives the indicator that you dedicate your actions to him. See, we work in some companies or some factories or organization. At times people don't even know the big boss. Yeah? There are so many branches are there, and you are working in one of the branch. And that main person, the topmost boss, might be somewhere else only. But some photograph or some literature or some material will be there that you are you know that you are working for that person. Even in our army or navy or our air force and all, they have to their big boss is who is their big boss? The Rashtrapati. From her or from him only the order goes. So one may not directly be in touch with that person, but still one knows that one is working for the Rashtrapati. In the same way, one may not be directly tuned, but one should know, keep in mind that all my actions are for that Supreme, for the very source, for the very origin of everything. This might require little bit of thinking, little bit of meditation to make it more and more perfect. So Bhagavan says, if you act in this way, the mind will start becoming more pure. The mind will become free of all its agitation, and your work will become a sadhana. Then whatever our work according to our nature, so some portion or some proportion of Brahmanatva is there in me, so I strive to cultivate the quality of Shama, Dhamma. Then even while cultivating these qualities, I should keep my attention on that source. So it becomes as though the dedication of all these action are unto that source. And even if when I am expressing my qualities of a Kshatriya, I should remember the source, that whatever the Kshatriyatva also I have got, it is from that source alone. And it alone is expressing through these qualities. And it is, all these actions are as though dedication to those qualities. So the sense of doership slowly drops. Then the action becomes more and more spontaneous. The action becomes more and more spontaneous. It is like for example, you in the beginning you practice, let us say you are playing golf, you practice the drive or the whatever it is called, swing. In the childhood you have other swing, but this golf swing is different. So you practice. But a stage should come when the swing and all should become very spontaneous, it should become very graceful, it should become part of the club also should become part of your limb only, and everything should flow very gracefully. And for that one should be able to practice in the beginning, but slowly should be able to drop the sense of doership. Because the sense of doership creates a jerk, creates a disturbance in it. You may say that I don't play golf, so I don't understand this example. Very good example is clicking your photograph. People become supremely tense. Strange thing happens to them. They are comfortably walking or doing something and all, and suddenly a very amateur photographer will come and keep on